So we got the Howard versus Norfolk State recap. Norfolk State came away with the homecoming win. They won 21-20 over Howard. Close game. Howard kicked off the drive by a quarterback run from Ja'Shawn Scroggins, and followed by a field goal that was made. Then things started to take a turn. Norfolk State ended up taking a kickoff return back for a touchdown, and that kind of shifted the momentum of the game. Similarly to last week when Howard played Tennessee State, I think special teams is just an area that needs a little bit more attention. I think with any phase of football, whether it be offense, defense, or special teams, you just need 11 guys that understand the power that they have to impact the game. And within these past two games, I don't think that attention to detail has been carried throughout the special teams phase of the game for Howard. I think they probably are going to address it during this week. It has to get addressed because moving forward, I think that's an area that teams are going to start to exploit and, take advantage of, because it's shown to be one of those spots that give other teams an opportunity. So definitely a winnable game for Howard. Just need to fine-tune some things. If you take 7 points off the board from that special teams touchdown, now you're looking at a game that's potentially 20-14. Nonetheless, great win by Norfolk State. Jalen Daniels did end up playing. That's the starting quarterback for Norfolk State, so they didn't have to use the young freshman quarterback Vincent Berry, who actually had a good game against Towson last week. So maybe with the return of Jalen Daniels, that provided a little bit of a confidence boost for Norfolk State. It didn't really show in the stats that much, because looking at the stat line, he went 10 for 14, 117 yards. But again, sometimes the impact that a player has may not always reflect in the stat sheet. Decent game for Kevon King, 17 for 78 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. And Norfolk State just did what they had to win. They're able to finish the game, hold Howard to no touchdowns in the third quarter. But if you look, going back to the stat line, right? If you look at the stats for both teams and compare them, I want to just emphasize the impact that one play could have on the game. If we look at total yards, Howard had total yards of 371 total yards of offense. Norfolk State had 287. Howard was 16 for 21 passing. Norfolk State was 10 of 14. Howard had 212 yards on the ground. Norfolk State had 170. Time of possession was 31 minutes and 27 seconds for Howard. Time of possession for Norfolk State was 28 minutes and 33 seconds. So if you were just to look at this from a stats point of view, you would think, Howard has the game in the bag. They checked off all the boxes. They won basically every category when it comes to that. But it just doesn't reflect the impact that one special teams play could have on a game. So, Howard has seemed to establish themselves as an offense that's going to run with a dual threat quarterback in Ja'Shawn Scroggins. He could throw the ball, and he leans more to the run when in times of need. Me personally, I would like to see more explosive plays be put in for guys like Jared Hunter or Eden James, because when you got two backs that can easily go for over 75 yards a game, I think you can get more out of them as an offense when you have those plays in the scheme form. And another key factor on the offensive side of the ball is Casey Hawthorne. You got a preseason first-team All-MEAC guy. I just think the talents that they have from those guys can be utilized a bit more efficiently. Nonetheless, they still put up 20 points, checked off all boxes offensively. So just want to distribute the ball equally enough so that every person can contribute and be the best version of themselves moving forward. Next week, Howard faces Delaware State. This week, Howard should be facing Delaware State, and Norfolk State will be facing Morgan State. So great slate of games this week. Excited to see how teams realign themselves in the MEAC standings, and Remember, this is the #1 HBCU sports platform. I'm glad to have you. Make sure y'all stay tuned in for any recaps, predictions, game summaries, whatever content you need, I can provide. It's all love, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.